Welcome back to another episode of Ice to Meet Ya. I'm Willie Jr.,
I'm Chili Willie Sr.
and our special guest today is John Rubo. He is owner of Yonkers Brewery and Yonkers Congressman. John, thank you so much for taking the time to come on our podcast, and you are the first guest on our podcast.
I love it.
I thank you for that.
I feel very special. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's only right that we do a Yonkers native, right? And John is somebody that we do business with, and I appreciate your business when you guys have events. And for those people that don't know, I know I don't know, so I want to ask, how did you start Yonkers Brewery, and what was like your deciding factor in going all in on doing it?
We started the brewery 12 years ago, and it came from a passion of making wine. And we would make wine with our grandfathers, and it was sort of something we did as part of our tradition. And a friend of ours brought beer. He was making wine at home, but he brought us a bottle of the beer he made, and it was delicious. And kind of said to ourselves, we drink so much more beer than we are the wine. You know, we're in our 20s. Let's try to make beer and use good old Yonkers hose water in the back of the house, and made our first batch of beer. And what we wanted to make was something that was like Sam Adams or Brooklyn Brewery, real nice traditional amber lager. And it's still our 914 lager that we serve today. And we don't use the hose water anymore to make it.
I hope not.
No, now we use the Hudson, but not the Hudson. But we have that's really, you know, the origin of how it started is it's just this tradition of making wine, making beer, making things from scratch.
That's awesome.
But it was a lot easier to do with all the regulations, as we have regulations now that you have to follow.
Yeah, there are a lot of regulations, both on the state level, on the federal level, that control alcohol production and consumption. Back during Prohibition was probably the easiest time to make beer in Yonkers, and there was a Yonkers Brewery in Yonkers. There's a place known as Chicken Island right outside City Hall, big parking lot. And at one time, the original Yonkers Brewery stood there. And back then, a gangster owned it by the name of Dutch Schultz. And Dutch Schultz would run these lines from the brewery to another location underground through the sewer lines. And he'd run these pipes that would transfer the beer from the brewery to another place where they would package it and sell it during Prohibition. So Yonkers has a really cool, old, you know, rich history for making beer.
That's pretty cool.
We do it legal now,
yeah,
just on the record. We do it legal.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty cool story. I never knew that. How did you get into politics, and what made you want to get into politics?
I was very active in our parish church, St. John the Baptist, and it was right after 9/11, and me and two other guys put together a ceremony, 9/11 ceremony. And at the time, we had the Mayor Spencer was there, and the city councilman was there, and after the ceremony and all said and done, the city councilman said, you know, you should get more active in the city and in politics, and from that I kind of trickled into it. And I just always I love Yonkers. I love the city. It's a fun place to live.
Yonkers is what made us the men that we are today. Point
Right.
blank.
Yeah,
It can make you or break you, but it's, you know, and they say New York, you know, if you make it here, you can make it anywhere. And I really believe that about Yonkers, and Yonkers makes strong people. And
so
I
we're
just love the
considered
city.
the Lost Borough, and anybody from Yonkers, like you go away on vacation. I'm from New York. What part of New York from? I'm from Yonkers. Like it actually says that on the map, and it's like, yeah, check it out. But everybody from Yonkers has that grit. They're scrappy. They survive. They do whatever they got to do to make sure that they're able to overcome whatever comes their way.
Right.
And that's something that's consistent also with New Yorkers. You have 3 kids?
Yeah. So I have three boys. Dominic is 10. Will be 10 next month. Johnny is 9 and 10, 8, and 5. I got to think of them.
So
You
too
got 'em
young
10,
to
8,
work
5.
with you.
3 boys. Are they too young to work with me? If you ask the labor department, they're too
Yes.
young to work with me. But I bring them in on a Sunday, and they'll polish glasses, and
That's
they're like
cool.
coming down to work.
Yeah, when he had the deli, when we were on Spruce, I used to go and he'll clean the shelf or do something, and you felt important. So it's good
Right.
to teach them, to give them something to take responsibility of, because you never know how serious they'll take it because you're their dad. And I remember when he would give me something, even if it was something like unload the ice into the freezer and he would start the paperwork, I did it. And I'll never forget one time I stacked 8 bundles in a hand truck at my grandma's house and nobody's there. And I was really small at the time. And next thing I know, I'm pulling and I'm laid out on the floor and the hand truck of ice is like 320 pounds on top of me and nobody's around. And I just pushed it up a little bit and I went to the right, got it off, little scrapes, didn't tell anybody and kept it going. But, it was something that every time I look at a hand truck, I never forget.
Yeah, right. Now you know how to pick up the hand
That was
truck.
a candid moment.
Yeah.
How about pets? Any
Oh,
pets?
We did have this beautiful English bulldog. But he hit 10 and he started going blind and deaf, and so
Yeah,
unfortunately he's no
that's
longer
it.
with
It's
us.
very hard to have an animal, and now the animal becomes family, and then it suffers, and you lost a family member.
Yeah, they're so close. Sometimes they're closer to you than other members of your family. But yeah, he was great, and the boys absolutely loved him, and he was there really through the whole part of their life. 10, 8, and 5. So
Wow. Yeah, we had a dog growing up, but you get so attached because they show you that unconditional love where it's good while you have it, but it's absolutely heartbreaking when that time
Heartbreaking.
comes and
Yeah.
there's no it's over.
we're gonna take a little break. I
Yeah,
think
That's
for
the
pets.
part of owning
I
a
don't have any
dog.
pets. I don't have any pets for that reason because you become so attached and then it's like crippling.
Right.
Sports guy?
No, since I started the brewery, I haven't had a lot of
You
time. for
haven't had
sports.
time.
Yeah, if I can watch a Yankee game, I'd love to watch the Yankees.
Yeah, so obviously Yankees, Mets. What about football?
So I'm more of a Giants fan.
Okay.
I love Notre Dame football. I've been out to South Bend a few times. It's a really fun place to go see a game. Me and my buddy Rob, we went down to see a college football game, Ole Miss and LSU, which was an incredible
big rival, right?
experience. Yeah, and the way they tailgate
Oh, that's the
down
best
in the
thing,
South. Oh my God, they're there Friday night until Sunday morning.
right? With their
No, but-
lounge chairs and their
Yeah.
TVs.
It's
and-
impressive. It's impressive.
Basketball?
No, I've been to a few Nick games, but not a huge basketball fan. Yeah.
We had a heartbreaking loss last night. Did you watch the game?
No, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
No.
Better for you.
Yeah. It's fun to go to the games.
Yeah,
I like to
I
go to the
enjoy
games.
it.
That or hockey. I have a few friends who are Rangers, Islanders fans. The mayor's a big Islanders fan. His brother Vinny's a big Islanders fan. I'm not a huge hockey buff, but I like to bring the kids to go see a Rangers game.
Yeah,
I've been dying to go see a Rangers
That's
game.
one of the sporting events I haven't been to was a hockey game.
Well,
and,
you're
like,
around ice all day.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
it's
I don't
like,
want to
yeah.
go anymore. But that's something that everybody that I spoke to said one of the best sporting events that you can go to is a hockey game, especially in the Garden. I usually watch hockey around playoffs, and unfortunately, Rangers didn't make it this year. So I know they just fired their coach. So hopefully, things get on track.
We've had a few really good years outside of maybe football, but Bills did well last year. We've had a couple good years of New York sports.
Do you get to go to you go up to Buffalo? I know we have people we work with in they do wings and they go to wing competitions in Buffalo. Do you get to go to any festivals or take the trip out there?
We haven't gone that far, but we do a lot of the local festivals, music festivals. We're doing a Sleepy Hollow music festival. That's coming up. We're going to do beer there. So we try to do more of those more local
Gotcha.
festivals. Yeah, we've been out to Long Island. We did do one festival when we first started up in Maine. And my wife and I went. That was a fun one. Yeah, she before the kids, she would like to come and do some of the festivals with me.
Yeah, everything changes when you have kids.
Yeah.
But a lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of logistics and a lot of work.
Yep. It's rewarding work. But it's a lot of work.
We hope.
Yeah. Right.
What's something that nobody knows about you?
Something that nobody knows about.
Or
me.
something that maybe you keep on the hush.
I enjoy doing construction. It's not something, I'm dressed every day. It's not something that, many people would see, but I like to, I like to think out a project and then just get in there and build it and measure it. And that for me is something that's really relaxing. You know, for some
Takes you
people
out
that
of your
might be
zone of
work.
working.
It does, yeah, yeah. It takes me out of like what I do every day.
What about
Uh,
animals? Any favorite animal that you like?
Animals?
Yeah.
What would be your spirit animal if you had one?
My spirit animal. Oh God. You know, you know when you go to the zoo and you see the monkeys like jumping up and down and swinging from the trees and they can't sit still. That's probably me.
Yeah, I
What
would have
about
Yeah,
never.
birds of
I
prey?
can't sit
I would have
still.
never guessed it. I would have never guessed
Can't
it.
sit still. I just move like I just move it in my chair here.
I do the same thing. I can't do it now, but I sit with my legs folded because I've had back issues, so like it just like makes me
Makes you,
more
yeah,
stable and it's more comfortable for me.
right.
But
What about birds of prey?
Birds.
I love that. I love eagles, hawks,
Yeah, the
owls.
American eagle is such a beautiful. That's a majestic animal.
Just went up to Croton Point. You'd be surprised how many eagles there are. A lot. In the wintertime when the lake is melting, you have 60 bald eagles, I was told, over there.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them. You know, down on the Hudson in Yonkers, where, like you said, when it's cold and there's ice on the river, and they'll hop down, they sit on the ice, and they try to catch
Yeah,
those little
mostly
fish coming
January
up.
and February. That's where they make their little tour.
Okay.
we actually had a hawk that used to come here and it used to hunt and it would go in that pole and it would eat and it would catch mice, rats, never a squirrel. But over here, I mean, it would be and it would come down. It was not scared.
Right.
It did whatever it had to do to get that food. This is a little different. If you were at a political race, what song would you come out to?
Oh, happy days.
I don't know. I don't know. What was, I always think of what was that, like one of the last Rockies movies when he was older and he was still
Creed.
fighting. It was one of those kind of Creed
Right.
movies. And what did he come out to? He came out to like a Frank Sinatra, like something you wouldn't see a fighter coming out to. I don't know. I kind of think of maybe something a little different. But you want to pump people up,
Yeah.
when you're coming out to something like that. I don't know. That's a good question.
As we were talking before about how business is very challenging now, when you deal in your profession with dealing with alcohol, and how do you deal with somebody that overdrank and made your life more difficult than it should be? How do you approach that? Do you just escort them out? Do you give them a warning?
Yeah, that's a good question. We've been very lucky. We've been very lucky here where we have only had to deal with that, really a handful of times. So in 10 years, and we just celebrated 10 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. We haven't had to deal with that a lot. And in the cases that we have had to deal with it, we just, treat them like humans and ask them politely to leave. And we appreciate appreciate their business and try not to humiliate them because then they'll get loud. That's sort of how we try to treat people. But we also, they'll never really get like that if they come into us sober.
Right.
If they've been somewhere else and they come in, they have that final drink, and we really try to use like the tips training, and we recognize that so that this way we don't get ourselves into that position. And luckily, we've had great staff, for 10 years, and I think people can kind of gauge that and recognize it. So that's why we've only had to deal with it a handful of times.
Yeah, I have a hard time dealing with drunk people.
Yeah.
Believe it or
better
not,
off
we get a
walking
lot.
away.
We've gotten a lot here
Have you? Yeah.
early.
Right.
And it's not
Oh,
even,
early in the morning. Yeah.
it's not even somebody that would come in or a customer, just neighborhood stuff. And unfortunately, we do have to deal with it.
Right.
And
Right.
you got to handle it. And
sometimes it's hard dealing with sober people.
Yeah,
so
I agree. I
agree. Yeah, I think if you treat everyone with that respect and regardless of the position they're in at that time you're interacting with them, and you just kindly ask them to move on, or you call them a cab. We try to get people home. Just make sure they get home safe.
What's one item? I know you guys went viral with the pepperoni.
Oh, pepperoni chopped cheese.
Pepperoni chopped cheese.
Yeah.
What's one item go to somebody watching? Maybe they haven't discovered Yonkers Brewery. What would you recommend them to eat?
So our burgers are great. We use a Pat LaFreda blended beef, which is
They have some good meat. They're at the Garden. They're really their steaks. Their prime rib sandwich is really good.
they at any one time have like $12 million worth of steaks like in their inventory. They are like a really great company, great customer service. You kind of like look at those kind of businesses and try to emulate that. But we bring in their burgers, which are excellent. I think our burgers do really well. Like if you take a look at what we sell the most of, burgers are always at the top. Wings are always up there. We prep the wings nicely. So those are always really right at the top, burgers. But we have a secret menu. Our pepperoni chopped cheese is like at the top of the list there. We do a deep fried tricolor cookie, which is absolutely delicious.
Rainbow cookie?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's delicious. That's my favorite kind of cookie. So it's really good.
Eating up
deep
the
fried.
profits.
Yeah. Easy to eat the profits when it comes to those. But yeah, I'd say those are our best sellers. And then on the beer side, we have like our flagships. Ray's IPA is still probably one of our best sellers. Our Vienna Lager, our 914 is really good. But the beer that's been doing really well for us is this Italian Pilsner. It's so easy to drink. It's super smooth, nice, light Pilsner. And we call it not upstate. Right? Because I think there's this big discussion is where does upstate start?
AJ started that, right?
Yeah. If you ask somebody in Brooklyn, they're going to tell you, oh, yeah, Yonkers is upstate. But, if you ask somebody from Poughkeepsie, they might tell you, well, Albany's upstate.
Right.
So, we tried to run with that and we call the beer not upstate. Well, where do you think where does upstate start?
Upstate, I would say like Poughkeepsie.
Anywhere from
like
Poughkeepsie
Hopewell.
on Goshen.
Yeah.
Anywhere it starts getting a little bit colder at night.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
More trees.
Well, I like to tell my friends who move to Yorktown and Mayapack they're upstate.
I would agree.
Yeah.
That's up there.
Yeah.
I would agree.
It's 45 minutes away.
Yeah. And then also too, upstate has like the more upstate you go, it has more down south vibes. Certain areas.
Yeah.
Not all of them,
right.
But certain areas you go, and I was just down south, and I'm like, man, even Yorktown, I'm like, hey, babe, so my wife, when we bought a house 4 years ago, she wanted to go to Yorktown. Everybody's moving up there. It's cheaper. And I did not want to go. So,
is that where you go?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
No, I'm not. Thank God I'm not. But I got in our car. I'm like, we're going to go. My son, I think, was like 3 or 4 months at the time. We're going to go pick a random house that's for sale. We're going to go. And we GPSed it and we went. And at that time, we were in Hartsdale. And it was like a 25-minute ride. My son was like freaking out in the car. It couldn't have went any worse. I was like, perfect. So then we go. And I'm like, all right, now Google the nearest supermarket, the pizzeria. And we didn't say anything on the car ride home. This was during COVID. We got to Ardsley. We were going to a park in Ardsley. We were going to go to Ridge Road. As soon as we were pulling in, we went to, I think, Ardsley Cucina in that little shopping center in the corner. And she looked at me and she's like, babe, I don't want to move to Yorktown. And I calmly was like, all right, no problem. But I was like exploding and celebrating inside because it was the commute, it was the troop, but it's a little further. And until you start going and looking and mapping out, things get a little crazy.
Yeah,
but
Yorktown's nice. It has a lot more land.
They developed a lot up there. They have
it's
a
big
lot
up there.
now.
But
it's nice.
if you work down here, it's a commute. You have to be willing to put the miles on the car and go back and forth. I love Yonkers. It's hard for me to
I love Yonkers. Like I said
think of
before,
going anywhere
Yonkers
else.
made me the man that I am today.
Right.
With my Brooklyn accent.
If you were on death row,
Okay.
3 meals in Westchester, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, where would you go?
All right. So I'm going to start the meal in Yonkers, right? Because and I'm going to start the meal in Yonkers and end the meal in Yonkers. So I'd say Delgado's on Yonkers Avenue has an awesome bacon, egg, and cheese that I know a lot of people like
Pastrami
to
sandwich,
check
good
out.
pastrami.
Yeah. So now that's tricky too, because I do love my pastrami sandwich, and Cat's Deli makes a really great.
I haven't
but
been yet.
if we're gonna stay up here,
And you're getting the bacon, egg, and cheese from Delgado's?
yeah, we'll start the day there. And then
Coffee or
oh yeah,
Oh.
I gotta have my just black coffee, no sugar, no milk, just black. And then if we're gonna have something for lunch, and of course if it's not Yonkers Brewing Company, then I'm gonna go to Tucked Away for some wings.
Who's that?
Tucked Away. It's in on the
it's in
Tuckahoe
Tuckahoe,
Yonkers
yeah.
border, right?
I've never been, but
Actually, I think
everybody
it's on
raves.
Yonkers
It's on
Ave
like
or
the
something,
border,
right? Yeah,
My
right.
doctor, I was little. We used to go right around the corner from there. That was my pediatrician.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Dr. Winkler.
Oh, you.
Yeah, Dr. Winkler. Yeah,
I
of
seen
course.
Dr. Winkler. I had Dr. Rabius.
Yeah, Dr.
Yeah,
Rabius,
they used to have to
yeah.
hold me down. That's crazy.
I remember Dr. Rabius.
And so I'd have some wings there and wash it down with a Rays, because he has Rays on tap, and then I'd come back for a bowl of pasta at Zuppa. I'd have a nice Hendrick's gin martini to wash it down, and that'd be my day before I hit the chair.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who got the best pizza around?
Oh, that's tricky.
I mean, you got a big choice.
Yonkers has so many great pizzerias. 2 years ago, I did National Pizza Month. I went to as many pizzerias in Yonkers that I could hit. Gino's Sicilian.
Yeah,
on
Gino's
South
is our
Broadway.
#1 guy.
Yeah.
Gino's, Silvio's.
Yep. There's so many good pizzerias. Really are. It really is.
Top three
in Yonkers,
Yeah.
or
I would go top 3 Yonkers, top 3 Westchester.
well, Gino's is at the top. I'm gonna get in trouble with this list, but Dunwoody is definitely at the top. And
Have you had
3.
their spicy pepperoni slice with Mike's Hot Honey, and they have like the
No, I haven't had that yet.
It's
You know
definitely
who's
a
very
must
good
try.
too? Midland Avenue.
Yeah, Midland makes great pizza.
Very good pizza.
And the Kimball on Midland, or Midland on Kimball, is another one that Steve opened.
What's your
that's-
favorite slice?
Well done. He still got one more. You
All
said
right.
Gino's, you said Dunwoody, and then your third in Yonkers.
I like a little bit more of a slightly more doughy slice than that.
Have you?
You
So
know,
I know
thin
you guys
slice?
just went there, but that was like our Sunday staple pizza. Doughy is Capri. We would do like whatever house pie, a little sausage, sometimes plain, but it's it was our go-to Sunday football pizza.
So Pepino's on Tuckahoe Road, they used to be in the Bronx, and they make like that little bit more of a doughy type of thicker slice. That I like. That was good. If you really want to venture for a really good slice, because I'll bring the kids to, before congestion pricing, but we'd go down to the city and just pop into a place and grab slice on the weekends with the kids. Prince Street Pizza makes an awesome vodka slice pizza.
I love vodka slices.
Very good pizza. That's probably, John's is a staple, of course, but on Bleecker, but Prince Street Pizza, good pizza.
Down the city, I like Joe's Pizza.
Where's Joe's?
Joe's on 14th Street, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
14th Street.
Joe's. I gotta
Very,
bring the
very
kids down to
good.
that
You
one.
got to wait online, but
Yeah.
it's good.
What about in Westchester? So we did Yonkers. What about top 3 places, pizza places in Westchester?
La Rosa and New Rochelle's great. They make really great pizza. Who else makes great pizza?
What's that guy in the
outside?
Mamaroneck?
Sal's.
Yeah, I
Sal.
just saw he just passed away,
Sal
I think,
makes-
right?
yeah.
Sal.
Sal
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
probably one of the best Sicilian
We used to go there a
slices.
lot when I was at the Ice House and I was craving pizza. I always stopped before or after I loaded up and go in Sal's to get 2 slices.
Yeah, Sal's makes good pizza. We went up to Sal's. I don't know who number 3. I'm trying to think. Well, there's Johnny's. Everybody loves Johnny's
Johnny's
in
is
Mount
good.
Vernon, right? Johnny's slice is that real thin slice,
Yeah, almost
which
like
is
a
a little.
Patsy's pizza. in
Right, and that's a
Manhattan.
little more. That's a little different than like where I.
But you have to get the salad also too. You can't just get the
Okay.
pizza. You got to get the pizza and the salad. I mean, it's not special,
Right.
but it feels like Sunday dinner. Just the
Right.
house salad is, the
You know what makes
combination
it
is really
awesome house salad? Like you sit down, they bring out that house salad, and their pizza is awesome too. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. And the food is great. A&V.
good. Ooh,
A&V.
A&V.
Yeah, they make an awesome house salad.
Their sauce is really good. Their chicken parmesan. That was when we
The
lived
food's
over.
good
I
there.
lived over off Woodland Avenue, and we like every Friday they had a really really good sauce.
Yeah, good. That's good pizza too. Good food all around.
You want
Yeah.
you had a question for him? I want to get so we at the end of our episode we always do like these random rapid fire.
Yeah,
questions.
yeah.
So, but you asked him about what's your favorite slice? Like
No, but you
specialty
said
slice.
Penny Vodka.
No,
Yeah.
the penny?
So the penny vodka is good, but that Prince Street pizza actually, they had a really good slice that was like a sort of a spicy pepperoni, sort of. I guess what you were talking about, Willie, with at Dunwoody, what Dunwoody does. But that was good, like a hot honey on it.
My
So-
favorite slice
ahead.
is a salad pizza.
Salad.
Yeah, just lettuce, tomato, onions, a little bit of vinegar.
Yeah.
If it's done
I'm
right.
good.
If it's done right,
Right.
because sometimes they'll go a little too much oil vinegar. If the vegetables have been sitting long, it's going to get soggy. So I agree. Salad slice is the way to go, but it's got to be done right.
Yeah.
So
And you feel better. You're like, all right, I don't feel so bad. I had a
Yeah.
slice of pizza, but it had
or
salad.
maybe
so-
it has like less cheese on it.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
always less calories and make you feel better. We're gonna go rapid fire.
All right. Let's see how I
Ice
how I do.
edition. Ready? So ice cubes or crushed ice?
Ice cubes.
Cold beer or whiskey on ice?
Cold beer.
Worst thing about winter in Yonkers?
Having to wear a coat.
Coldest you ever been? Where and when?
South Bend, Indiana, 2009, watching a football game against Syracuse. I think my feet felt like blocks of ice when we were done.
Ice cream flavor you could eat forever.
Cookie dough.
Cookie? You said cookie or cookie?
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough.
Have you ever slipped on ice in public?
Yes.
Would you rather polar bear plunge or eat a ghost pepper?
Polar bear plunge.
Igloo or ice hotel?
Igloo.
Winter or summer?
Oh, definitely. It's definitely the summer.
What's cooler, iced tea or iced coffee?
Iced tea.
Have you ever used dry ice in a brewery as a prank?
No.
One word that comes to mind when you hear ice.
Sculpture.
Yonkers winter, love it or hate it?
I still love it. Still Yonkers.
What's a hidden gem in Yonkers everybody should check out?
Untermeyer Park.
I agree. They do
Untermeyer
some like
Park.
beautiful displays for the holidays.
Yep.
I know, like Christmas now, as the weather's changing, the floral. We used to, along the Hudson, we used to just walk through because it was abandoned at a time,
Yeah.
and they
yeah.
closed everything off where they had like all that witchcraft and stuff back there, and you
Yeah.
would see it. They closed everything off, but as a kid, that was like you wanted to get in trouble, that's where you went, or you would go and check things out, and you would see like remnants of like all the bottles and all the crazy things on, but
Yeah.
they closed it up.
Yeah. Like
More than
animal
like
bones
5-10 years ago, they closed it up.
So that park, the city, we've been investing a lot of money in that park over the years, but they have an organization up there, the Untermeyer Conservancy. And in the last decade, they've raised almost $10 million to renovate the pools, the sculpture, everything. And what's neat is they have this one column, this Roman column up there that's 2,500 years old. So it's the oldest column, I believe, in like the northern hemisphere. I don't know. We got to look. We're gonna have to Google that one to confirm what I'm saying. But we had looked it up after I took a picture of it. And I posted,
What's your
online
favorite
last year.
park in Yonkers?
If I'm going to go for a stroll with my wife, Untermeyer. If I got to bring the kids somewhere to
Just
play,
to go out for a
Schultz.
peace of mind
Schultz.
and look at nature and the Hudson River.
Yeah,
You got a lot of
Untermeyer.
beautiful
hiker at
parks.
all? Do you hike? That's like one
Nah,
of
I'm
my
not a big
favorite things
hiker.
to do, just connect. And I never did it growing up, but
Yeah.
as I've gotten older, I've just like loved to like disconnect and just be by myself. And
Yep. Well, you could do that at Untermeyer too, which is nice. You can go through the trails.
Optimize is
and-
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're gonna build a nice park right down the street here, by Ludlow. When you go over the Pierce Street Bridge, it's gonna be a beautiful park. The city and the county are
You know,
investing
I don't know
like
the
$25
park
million
there, right
into it.
behind St. John's Hospital, going towards
Oh
the
yeah,
river.
I guess
They
I
have
think
a they
that's
have a
where old
beauty.
Foxfire used to be, where they had that soccer field.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah. That's
beautiful.
nice now too.
That's
Yeah.
Very
beautiful.
nice.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of kids are playing soccer these days. And if you take a look at Cook Field or Redmond Park on Cook Avenue, we used to play baseball there, but fewer kids are really playing, baseball. A lot of playing soccer and Irish football. So the city and the Gaelic Association, the GAA, they just invested a significant amount of money into renovating this park. It's beautiful, beautiful now.
What temperature do you serve beer at?
I like personally, I like an ice cold beer. So I think when we package the beer, it's always in like that 34-degree range. And typically, like you want to serve it at that
Do you
34
guys
degrees,
do
but it depends on the beer.
do you guys do like chilled glasses also?
No, we don't have the fridge space for it. If we had a little extra fridge space, we'd probably chill the glasses.
Have you ever spoiled a batch by it being a little too cold or a little too warm?
You could definitely spoil it if it's a little too warm, and if you ferment it too cold, yeah, you could definitely spoil a batch of beer. Sometimes we brewed beer that you just don't like the flavor, you don't like the taste, and you have to dump it. But it's worth dumping a few $100 down the drain if it
Then
means
investing in
that.
a big batch, and now you're
Right.
stuck with it. And if it doesn't sell, it only
Right.
gets worse as it
Yeah,
sits on the shelf.
you don't want to give people a bad taste when they
You know,
when
I
they
had a
drink a
few
beer.
experiences where they wanted to keep a keg cold. Ice works, simple, nice, and easy, but they wanted it colder, so they used dry ice. But it freezes. And then
Now,
they,
how long before it would freeze the
It's
beer?
like a trial and error. So they'll like freeze ice in like in a keg room,
Okay.
and they have like the plastic lines. It's really like on a trial by trial basis, depending on how
Right.
big the room is, what temperature they're looking for. So there's times where they would put a whole bunch of dry ice, and you got to take it out.
Got
But
it.
there's dangers in taking it out, because now the dry ice is in the air, is in the room, and now you got to let all that air out so somebody can go in, and it gets very messy. We try to, if they're going to do it, very small amounts of dry ice. Is there a new brew that you're working on that you guys are going to release, something different that's in the works for Yonkers Brewery?
I mean, our big launch now in the market is going to be Not Upstate. That's a fun one. But one of the other beers that we just recently came out with that's really good. It's like a bit of a stronger IPA. That's called KO Punch. So it's got a little bit of a punch to it, but when you drink it, it's not like you drink it, you don't taste the alcohol. And it's named after a friend of ours who was the PBA president, Keith Olson, who lives here on the waterfront, and he's a huge beer fan. So KO Punch it's like one of those.
So
real good
knockout is in
beers.
Keith Olson. Is that
Yeah.
what you did, or
KO Keith Olson. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
awesome?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be wrapping up. I wanted to thank you so much for taking your time. I had fun. I hope you did also.
Yeah, it was great. I appreciate
hey,
it.
it was nice to meet you.
Yeah, I love. You know what? The whole thing is awesome. And you know what? This is good just to get business people talking to each other too. Everyday people talking to each other, and it's a good
Get
way
to
to
know
talk
each
about our
other.
businesses. Yeah. I appreciate it.
You
Thank
know,
you.
And I'm thankful for your relationship. We do business together, and it's always good to chop it up. And thank you again for being our first guest.
Thank you.
and we will try out the burger.
I like it.
Yeah, we got to go for lunch. We'll definitely go for lunch.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks.